Hi everybody, this is Nick from Foreman School. Today I'm answering some of the questions about vocabulary. Some students are worrying about, when I learn English, it's quite hard to remember all these words. When I read, when I meet a new word, I just worry about if I just don't remember it once, forever and ever. I would like to tell you from me personally, don't worry at all about this, because you're now dealing with the same phenomena for your mind as all humans do. So I just wanted to demonstrate you. Every one of you have a specific kind of set of words, we call it a vocabulary. And of course vocabulary could be passive, and there is also an active vocabulary. And in your own language, for example, if your language is Russian, you have the same ratio. Your active vocabulary is this, and your passive vocabulary is this. If you're a well-educated person and you can read a lot of Russian books, and if you read Pushkin, for example, and Nekrasov, you might probably have in your passive vocabulary a few thousand words. For example, you may have like 30,000 words. If you're very well educated. For example, Pushkin could have almost 100,000 words. If you talk about the authors like Shakespeare, he, as I remember correctly, had more than 150,000 words in his only active vocabulary. Imagine how many words he could have in his passive vocabulary. Because passive, as a rule, is always the same from person to person, as about 3 times or more bigger than your active vocabulary. So when you speak or write, for example, let's say write. If you write, your active vocabulary could be just maybe like 5,000 words. When you speak to your friends, everyday life, it's about 1,000, 2,000 words only. So don't worry, when you start learning new language, it's the same ratio. For example, if your passive vocabulary in English could be like 1,000 words, so your active vocabulary will be only like 200. So as soon as you develop your passive vocabulary, your active vocabulary will also be in the same ratio, will grow too. So don't worry if you read something which is passive, you receive something. This is your passive vocabulary. So just speak more, write more to develop your active vocabulary, but there is a limit too. As soon as you get to the level of your active vocabulary to a certain level, you have to also develop your passive vocabulary in the same ratio. See you next time. Don't worry about your vocabularies at all.